Again with Saber 2.0 coming to you, and we're gonna do a haircut on my friend Kevin here, and we gotta situate our lights a little bit better because I'm also filming it for later. But here we go, and hopefully I have all the things that I need back here, and I don't have to leave you guys too much. And one of those things that I want to start this haircut out with is actually a detachable. You want to do the 1.5 on top?
Yeah.
So we will do the 1.5 on top. And this is just a pop-up live. So those of you guys who jump in here, I do appreciate you. And it's probably gonna take a couple minutes for everybody else to get in here and get with the program. And, my beard looks so white with the look in the camera, Kev, and that camera. You see my beard? Santa Claus.
Pick up that color.
Yep. Looking good. What's up, guys? Let's go. We got another live cut coming to you. We're going to use the Saber 2.0, but I'm going to start with the detachable. Love using the detachable on any type of waves. Anytime I'm going to cut with the grain, really do enjoy the way it cuts. I think it, and there's something about this length with this 1.5 going with the grain. I just really enjoy, what I get out of this. So that's why I use it. Back here, I'm not really worried about staying exactly with the grain because I'm going to take the fade up a little bit higher. So like literally the only thing I'm doing here in this step, I have my Oster Volt, which is my personal, probably my favorite detachable I've ever had. I've had these last, actually I'm calling it a Volt still, it's an Octane. But back when it was called a Volt, I've actually had these clippers last me over 15 years. Even the battery, nothing. Nothing was wrong with it. Eventually I gave it to Chad. I'm not sure if it still works or he's had a problem with it or something, but I had a barber supply company send me these ones, otherwise I never even would have bought these. So, alright, let's get this hair off of him. The studio here from Stylecraft. This is honestly, it's one of the cool things about when you're working in the studio, you're trying to keep it clean. To have something like that to just kind of blow the hair, both off your client, but also off of the floor. You guys know, there's been times where I've used little neck dusters and stuff, but I'm trying to avoid doing that, man, because those things are kind of nasty. Smash the thumbs up, really, really in the house. Appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for joining. And let's go ahead. Let's start this cut. I will put this in with some run-of-the-mill trimmer. It don't matter which one. So I guess I picked up my Flex. So I get my Flex on. Where's everybody tapping in from? How's everybody doing? Just thought I'd pop in here live and share with you guys this haircut. My boy Kevin's cool as hell. He always lets me do this. And he doesn't show any signs of fatigue with it. He's good. I said, Kev, you want to go live today? He said, let's go. He was in there. Actually, he said, I'm going to leave it up to you, which also means let's go. How's the video looking right now? Just out of curiosity, if I reset the internet. Hopefully it's not too blurry. I know sometimes it gets a little stupid and not much we can do about it, but I'm going to explain all my steps to you guys throughout this haircut, show you guys how the Saber 2.0 does with any hair that's textured, curly. You guys will hear the crunch on the blade, everything. So we're starting this here. This trimmer's actually blinking, so it might die. But I'm starting by going in the upward direction to set in my line, because when I get here I can feather it a little bit and it should make removal of this line a little bit easier. So everything below, you can cut however you want. This actually has that diamond cut blade on here. Doesn't really make that much of a huge difference as far as the bulk goes, but it makes a huge difference as far as making lines go with curly hair. I actually really like using this machine, but I thought it would be fun to use the Saber Duo. Use both the Sabers. And you could see this thing was blinking the whole time. but it still got the job done. It still got the job done. Eyes wide open says solid. Sup, New Orleans in the house, in the building, Infinite Dark. Appreciate you guys for hopping in here. I already know it's gonna be some people coming in here throwing some shade as soon as I pick up this clipper, but that's okay because we don't shy from the shade. We ain't worried about it, none. So check this out, guys. We got the all new Saber 2.0. We actually have two of them. So what I've done here is I took half of Chad's and I made it black and gold. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. Got the window. You can open this up. You can clean it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and clean it. I'm gonna spray it. And then I've had this Saber for a long time. I don't know how long I've had this, but as you can tell, both these machines, super quiet. 61 decibels is all we're measuring here. And another good reason to have this little studio. Sorry, that's a little bit loud, but I mean, as you can see, I can blow off like every piece of hair. This thing's got a lot of heat. And for me, it's definitely a little bit easier than having an air compressor. We had an air compressor. It almost actually went through the whole ceiling. So, you know, that's pretty much how that finished. So I got these all prepped and ready. I'm gonna let them sit for a second while I use my electric shaver. And the electric shaver, as always, is going to be our Instincts. So I've actually got this clean already. So we're good to go. So all we're gonna do is remove everything and just enjoy how fast this actually cuts. I want you to pay attention to something, guys. When I work with this, it's one long, smooth stroke. Boom, boom, boom. The reason I don't go back and forth so much like that is because you're not gonna let the motor speed up. You're not gonna use the vector motor to its fullest potential unless you let it speed up. And the only way you can get it to speed up is by getting it to feel and sense some kind of resistance. So that didn't take very long, did it? We got a couple long hairs that I missed with the trimmer. I just go back, hit some of those. And yeah, man, that's kind of the key to cutting good hair, cutting fast hair, having good quality is to know how they're set up, but also to know like what to do with certain ones. Like I wouldn't cut like this if I was using a different shaver. This thing just moves the hair like you said. I mean, there ain't nothing left. You guys can see I'm kind of just trying to go back against the grain in some areas, see if I can't pick anything up. I don't pick nothing up. I'm good. I can move on. We will be doing this beard too. If we get a couple thumbs up, I'll keep this on for the beard. He said, is it a high fade? We'll call it like a mid to a high fade. It's not super high. Like once it's said and done. And contrary to what a lot of people in the internet land believe, they actually believe that everybody wants a low fade. The whole internet thinks that if you're cutting hair and you're not doing low fade, bro, we should send them boys out to get you, take you out, hunt you down. But like the reality is clients might actually come in asking you for a multitude of different things. So you got to be pretty versatile. So I decided to put a little bit of mousse in here to start to kind of get this to lay the way I want. If I do it now, that'll allow it some time to some time to dry and give me an idea of exactly how it's really gonna lay. So now, guys, the moment of truth. We're pulling out. Dun, 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 dun. I think we'll throw a little bit more light on it. I got another light on the wall. A little more light on it. Okay, we're good. So let's go ahead. We're gonna start flicking up and out. Put in that initial guideline. Listen to that crunch. You know what's nice about this sound and this crunch, which is it's honestly pretty helpful to have this. Like if I go over here, listen for it to crunch. Just try to listen for it. Doing nothing, right? It's not cutting. I know that section's done. I know it's cut to the length I was trying to accomplish. So that's really what the advantage of having this sound is. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the full video where I was talking about the noise and one of our other product developers, Rigo, he was telling me about how important the crunch was to barbers. He was saying like You know, it means everything to them. They want a blade that crunches. They want a machine they can hear when it's cutting. I kind of pushed back on them. I said, hey, I said, if you really get down to it, I don't really care, man. As long as it cuts, I'm happy. That's how I personally thought I felt. But once I got this machine, I'm going to go with the number 1 tight guard, which also comes with the set. It's the black one, double magnetic. So I actually thought it really didn't matter until I got this machine. I'm hearing this crunch, and I know for a fact whether that section is done or not, which is awfully nice. So I'll start by taking a couple of swipes with the grain. You can hear if it's cutting, if it's not. Alrighty, got that. Yeah, one thing I learned from E.T., I was watching E.T. cut hair with waves in it, and I remember kind of being a little bit surprised by how much, what his commitment level was to going with the grain. I mean, he did an excellent job on some really difficult hair in Chicago, and I was just kind of watching him work, and I just noticed that, like, before he started trying to dig it out and go through all the different, steps in his arsenal, he really committed pretty heavily to going with the grain on those first steps. And I thought, that's pretty cool. That came out pretty clean. There was things he was able to accomplish within the haircut that just, to me, it looked like it came together very easy for him. Him and cutting hair with Jesse Elite too. That was a pretty cool experience. He's like a fast, really talented barber, really good. Oh, Rusty in the house. Jersey Devil said, "Do you really need an electric shaver?" Absolutely, man. How would I do it if I didn't have an electric shaver? I mean, I'm not going to use a straight razor on his skin for all of that. I'm in here trying to make the client happy, make him feel comfortable. I didn't tell you guys what this step was, but I noticed that I got a little bit of weight up here that I want to remove. So I'm going to put the 1.5 tight guard on here. I haven't really removed any lines or nothing. I'm just trying to get this connection into the top to look nice and solid. Close this all the way. I know I've already done the 1.5 on top with the closed, I should say with the blade. Remember we started with the detachable clipper. And anything that you guys want to purchase outside of Gamma and Stylecraft, you guys know you guys could use my code Eddie10 with Williamsport Barber Supplies. You guys kind of see that right there. And that'll save you 10% off. So if you want to pick something up that's not Stylecraft, it's Stylecraft, it's Eddie, saves you 15%. Now, I'm about to open a can of worms here. But this clipper, they're talking about this clipper is going to be between $300 and possibly $275. This is honestly, and I wasn't even joking when I say this, and everybody who's touched this clipper so far says the same thing. This is the most pleasant experience I've ever had with a new product. I absolutely love this thing. Everything about it is just, it's so easy to cut with. It makes what I do even easier. So I'm gonna start. I have the Echo Crunch blade on here, right? And that's what it comes with. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by just poking the corner into these areas. Now where I'm going with this is this just makes everything that I do super easy. All day long, all my skin fades have been lightning quick. And it's just this blade combo with this metal housing, this shape. I don't know, man. It's almost like all of this putting together has just really created a truly enjoyable experience for me. I would almost think that I don't really think I would never want to cut with nothing else. Not right now. And don't get me wrong, there's been times where I've had a honeymoon period. There's been times where I've had a honeymoon period with clippers and trimmers and shavers and just everything, and there's times where I felt good about them in the beginning and kept feeling that way, and there's been other times where I started to think, oh, maybe there is something else for me out here, but I just don't feel like this is going to be an easy one to replace. If you guys direct your attention, this is the half guard, by the way. We're going to wipe out this last line. But if you guys direct your attention right back, let me see if I should, Kev, lean your head back a little bit. Right here. You see this clipper? That's a Saber. That's the original Saber, and I'm just I don't know why. I don't know why, but I've always done some of my best work with that clipper. It was heavy, it was big, and it's actually still right here. I still could use this. This is a Stylecraft Saber 2.0. It doesn't look the way it's going to look when you get it. It will either be black or it will be gold. And that's what it looks like right here. So I took a black and a gold one, and I put the case on here so mine would be different. And Chad came in the morning and found out that half of his clipper is different than when he went to bed. But yeah. So I just, for whatever reason, maybe it's the digital brushless motor, the speed that it runs at, the speed that I work at, whatever the reason, I've noticed that some of my best work had come from using that clipper. And I would tell you almost 2 or 3 years ago when that came out, I was telling them, like, you know, can we make one of these clippers but make it smaller? And, you know, at the time they were like, yo, it's going to cost way too much. We really can't do that yet. And here we are, finally. Because, like, realistically, I don't care. Like, if something's going to make my life easier, and it isn't really limited to cutting hair. I'm just saying, like, if something's going to make my life easier, I probably buy it most of the time. You know, like, I went to go buy some Metcons at Dick's. They didn't have the Metcons I wanted. So when I went home, I got on the line and I bought Metcons and Nobles, and I convinced myself to spend a lot more than I was going to spend when I walked into the store. But I also know that those are really cool shoes. I really like wearing them, and I work out every day, and I'm gonna use them, you know, and it's gonna make my life easier. I mean, realistically, I know that clipper prices going into the 300s seems a little crazy. I remember paying $675 for the Snap FX at the Orlando Premiere Show when they first released. $675 for a trimmer and a clipper. Now, I thought that was insane, but at the same time, we could cut corners. You know, we could give you a product that's not as good, or we can take the risk to develop a premium product and get you a product that's really good. What would you rather have? I mean, we could have maybe cut out the micro USB charging. We could have cut the runtime down maybe to an hour. We could have went with a motor that would have been louder and not as powerful. I mean, maybe we could have got a different blade that didn't cut as good. But the thing is like, these things cost money. And I was just waiting for that comment to come. Don't they sell a knockoff Asian brand called Smart Brain or something like that, almost identical? Okay, so when you buy from Alibaba or MRD or whoever you're going to buy from, it's not always safe to purchase these things from China. It's going to cost you money in shipping. It's going to take a long time to get here if it gets here at all. And it's not going to be the exact same product that you see me working with. So, yes, some of that is true, but a lot of that is not. A lot of people think that it would just be easy. They'll just go over there. They'll just do that. The reality is, by the time you're done paying for shipping and everything else, you're still probably going to wind up around $200 to $250. Whereas if you buy it from us, you'll have a 1-year warranty to begin with. Because if you buy it from China and something happens, guess what? You stuck like Chuck. But if you buy it from us and something happens, you get a 1-year warranty. And then the other thing is, if you guys use my code, which I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, I do not get paid for you to use my code anymore. That's not how I get paid no more. So I could, really, like, I could care less whose code you use. But I'm just saying, if you use my code, it's set to give you 15% off. And if it's $300, you're getting $45 off. So by the time you get right down to it, you're really only going to be paying like $255 for this clipper, which arguably I understand it's expensive. I know not everybody can afford that, and maybe not everybody, it's not for everybody. I get that. But for those of you guys who want to have a really premium product, you buy it from us, you're going to have that. You're going to really enjoy what you got going on here. So I'm just going through, I'm kind of detailing some of these spots. I mean, look how easy this came together. This came together pretty easy, really nice. God, do I love this blade. I mean, I can go in there on a complete angle like this. I could chip into it. I don't have to worry about it snagging or pulling. And let's not get it twisted, man. Any clipper can snag or pull. But like when you really can't trust it, that's the worst feeling ever. When you're going into a section to try to detail, and I tend to like work a little quick. My strokes are quick, and you know I don't want to yank somebody's hair out. I'll be stroking it quick like. He said you can buy from the States and get half the price and get the 1-year warranty that most products have. I appreciate you guys jumping in here. I'm not sure what I feel like I was catching up on the end of a conversation between two other people in there. But yo, man, that's just a wonderful feeling, man, when you got the clipper that you like and you're just enjoying using it. And I kind of feel bad for S-Craft Blends too, because S-Craft Blends took a lot of heat. He got the clipper in the mail just like a lot of influencers did. He used it, he liked it, said it was good, and then you got a lot of people just throwing a lot of shade all over him. And I'm like, yo, welcome to my world, bro. Like, he can more than handle himself. I thought he did an excellent job on his video. If you guys don't know who S-Craft Blends is, go and check him out. I think he's one of the most talented barbers you'll ever find. But you said no conversation. We're talking to you. I'm not sure what you're saying. He said, nah, dog, I'm talking to you. I'm not sure what you're saying, man. So, but anyways, all right. So on this side, I'll do the same steps, really. I'll come through a couple steps with the grain. He has less hair on this side of his head. Therefore, my steps, usually if I get this right, I don't have to work as hard on this side. And I can get it to come out pretty good. But being that he doesn't have as much hair on this side, I always feel like when I take my pictures, they look really good from the other side. But we'll do our best because we know that real barbering is not perfection. Real barbering is just doing the absolute best job you can for everybody who walks in. And that's reality. Some of you guys don't live there. Some of you guys live somewhere else, thinking that everybody's got to have the most absolute perfect hair when they walk into your shop. They have to be the perfect person. You have to do the perfect haircut. You got to have the perfect life. And, I'm teaching you guys what it's like to be an actual professional. True professional. We don't speak bad on no other man. We're secure in ourselves. We do the best job we can. And we understand that this business is not as much about cutting hair as you might think. It's actually about building and maintaining relationships. And if you can do that, you'll be a good barber. You'll be a high net worth person. You'll do well in almost anything you do if you're a people person. But if you are not likable, if you have inadmirable character traits, if you feel the need to talk bad about everybody who walks in here the second they leave, and you talk bad about your coworkers, that's just not going to get you far. Not too many people in life get very far. I mean, you could listen to any story you want. Maybe if you did a little reading too, you would learn. Like John D. Rockefeller, he could name like all the people in his business, even the janitors, treated everybody really well. There's so many stories of like really large business people who've made it in business. Do you think Elon sits there and makes every Tesla himself? Did Bill Gates, make every single computer himself? No, he had to get people to share in his way of thinking. He had to get people to like him. He had to attract good talent around him to build the success that he has. Of course, he's a fucktard liberal, but besides the point. But anyways, the whole point about this whole thing is, at the end of the day, bro, you gotta realize that true barbering is not perfection. It's not. So, this side's coming together pretty good, guys. What do you think? Pretty easy, right? One of the reasons why I like to start from the very bottom with the corner of the blade is so many times that saves me like the rest of the entire, like I could start from the top, right? And I can go one click, one click, one click, one click, all the way, right? That would be one way that I can handle this, but especially when this hair is super, on this side, it's nowhere near as thick. A lot of times I can get away with this just by cornering and coming from the bottom. One little click up at a time. I make a mistake or I make a spot I don't like. I just open the blade and I hammer that out. He said the poor client is sitting there listening to this. You should hear the conversations that this guy and I have. Our private conversations would get us sued. That's why we don't do it. He said he's got to be a paid actor. Kevin, tell him how much you like country. See, you guys were profiling him.
On the boarding wall and outside concert or climb the blue cone?
Yep. Did you like that picture I sent you with that honky tonk?
Oh yeah.
Billy Bob's. You ever heard of that?
No.
Biggest honky tonk in the entire world, and it was in Dallas. Actually, technically, it was I think considered Fort Worth.
Yeah, same thing.
But man, I never walked into a place. I've never actually seen a bar that big to begin with, and the fact that it was a honky tonk, and there was bull riding, and pool being played, and country being sung. When I walked in there, I thought Kevin would love this place.
Mecca.
This isn't even my place. This is Kevin's place. I didn't feel super comfortable there. I bet you would. You would have probably had a cowboy hat. You'd have been out there. See, there we go. Really says he's a regular client. He's been on the lives forever. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. They're really small, man. Like, you guys want to see them compared to like a... I'll show you, like, compared to like the new Masters, right? Here's the new Masters, right? And there's... See, when I was using the Masters, like, they are a little wider right here, which, you know, it's okay, and they're a good clipper. But just, like, ergonomically speaking, for my hand shape, I actually really like how skinny it is right here and here. For whatever reason, it feels really good here. You know, if I switch back to this one, you guys say, like, this one is supposed to be the crunchy one. They are very light. They're 246 grams, if I remember correctly from the video. And to be fair, these are pretty light too. These are a fairly light clipper as well. So see if you can hear this crunch. Let's try to hear this crunch. Little crunchy, right? Little crunch. Let's see if I can get some more. I mean, the rest of the motor is like a little loud, so you don't hear the crunch as much. But it's definitely got a little crunch. There's no doubt about it. It's just, you heard that, now hear this. It's like a higher pitched. I mean, you know when a section's done with these bad boys. These things... I can hear other barbers cutting outside, and I can be like, yo, it's time to switch guards. I can hear your section's done. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? All right, so let's finish this off. I also have a machine that reminds me of a chainsaw. Just as well. See, these guys, Brazil's in the house, man. Appreciate you for jumping in here. What time is it in Brazil? How I say that? Que hora es in Brazil?
Portuguese.
Whatever. I mean, they speak Spanish in Brazil, too. If I speak Spanish and they speak Portuguese, they'll understand me.
Yeah.
They can understand me, but I couldn't understand them.
Oh, they look at you funny like, hell out of here.
Yeah, you telling the truth. You telling the truth, bro. This dude's probably like, what the hell he just said. Let's see if he tells me the time that I know. He said I'd never seen a more slappable head. Kevin's like, I wish you would.
Yeah, douse your hand with alcohol and smack in the back.
That's like back in the day, bro. I wish you would. That was always my go-to. But yeah, look at that, man. Quick work there out of that part of the fade. I mean, that's... What y'all think about the fade so far? I mean, I got a little detailing to do. I still didn't do my shit over comb or nothing, but I mean, with the way this has come together and bouncing from step to step here, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy. So let's go ahead. Let's knock his edge up out so you guys can start. I'm surprised how tame this lobby is, man. I appreciate you guys all. We've had like 120 people in here at a few times, and it's you know, it's nice to see a lot of people in here not talking a bunch of trash. You know, the other day when I got on here, man, there was just so much vitriol. It was like, you know, I guess once I started to talk about it, that's when people kind of stopped. But the funny thing is, like, you know, we don't really got to talk bad about each other. True professionals don't do that. All right, we got the two-piece combo, so we got to hit them with the Saber, the little Saber love here. And let's see how this thing cuts. Now, if you'll notice, I'm actually using the smaller blade. On here, I have the small X-Pro blade. I love this blade. And this is the one that I want to use like 99% of the time. Now, a couple little features about this blade. If you think about it from a product development standpoint, this blade is actually going to cut better than a wider blade. It's one of the reasons why the Slimline Pro blade cuts so good. It's because it doesn't have to move that much hair. It's the same exact motor, right? So if it's wider, it winds up having to have more torque. When it's smaller, you're actually going to wind up having more torque because it doesn't have to move as much hair. So it's the exact same motor, right? So when you're removing the amount of surface area that it has to go in, then, you know, you're going to have a motor that's a little more powerful. So I should say a blade that has a little bit more torque. Now, if we're in Florida, the way I would have get you to understand it, we all got lifted trucks here. We all got lifted trucks, but when you lift up a truck, it kind of makes the truck run a little bit like weak, but it's going to go through mud and it's going to go fine at the higher speeds, but at the lower speeds, it's going to run a little weak. It won't have as much torque. So you put them little wheels on there, and then it's got a lot of torque. That's kind of what this little blade is like. Your beard is looking good, the length. What do you think, Kev?
You're in good shape.
You liking this length, or you want to knock it down a little bit?
You're not down just a tad.
We'll knock it down a touch. You guys got to hear this thing when it cuts the beard. You got to hear this thing when it cuts the beard. He said, we got grown men grizzly riding at 30 years old. You know we do, bro. You know we do. We all got Honda Foremans, dude. We out here got Honda Foremans. We still got the big tires. We got the mud lights on there. Tell me something I don't know. Everybody's got, you know, I love Florida, man. Everybody packing around here. Everybody got it going on. You know what I mean? We're not going to have those problems that we got in some states. I won't go too deep. Tell you what, they was packing in Texas, too. Everybody had a gun on them there. And I got my wallet stolen by an escort, Kevin. You believe this? He was like, he's really gonna tell this story? Nah, dude, she stole my wallet at the Hyatt Regency. I was actually ordering a beer. I never even really seen her. Long story short, security got it back. And the security tried to lie to me and say that I dropped it. When they knew for a fact I didn't drop it. They knew I was nowhere near that. And in the end, I figured out that these escorts and this hotel are working together. There's no way. He protected her. It was the weirdest situation. Thank God I got my wallet back because I was able to get on the plane and come home. But I had to cancel everything. That sucked. Do the lip thing, Kevin. So that's not bad. Yo, watch. I'm going to show you guys a little trick to this area here. We try to get it as straight as we can. We're going to use a straight razor in there. But like what I like to use here, I think I actually gave it away yesterday. Normally I would use my Uno, but I'm gonna, being that we have some offset here, I'm gonna use this. I actually prefer to use the Uno in this situation, but I gave it away to a client yesterday, I think. Somebody started asking me about it. I was like, I'll give you one, bro, if you want it. He's like, yes, dude, that'd be cool. So I gave it to him. Good customers, you know, we look out for good customers. Have you guys ever given a tool away to one of your customers? Being that I'm in a really fortunate position with tools, I've done this many times. But you know what's a pet peeve of mine? Most of you guys who are sitting in this room are probably barbers, right? A pet peeve of mine is when somebody buys like a Manscaped clipper and thinks that they're gonna like shave their body hair better is kind of hilarious to me. And they're like, "Oh, it's waterproof," and I'm like, "Bro, why are you climbing in the shower with a clipper? Like, that's a little weird." But besides the point, like you wanna shave all the hair off you, you're better off getting a trimmer. You have that ass smooth as a baby's butt. But it's like a pet peeve there. I was like, oh, I gotta buy the Manscaped mower 2.0. Like, bro, none of that's actually gonna do you any justice. Especially not some of y'all got the forest, or, you know, an overdrive going on back there. But you gotta love that, man. That this little blade did its thing, and we're gonna use some enhancements, y'all. So stick around. He said, any way to get free shipping on the pre-order, and then ask for $8.99 for shipping is rough, huh? I don't know. I don't know if it is $8.99 for shipping. I'd be surprised. I think if you use my code, it's free shipping. But if you refuse to use the code and you'd like to pay full price, then I'm not sure exactly how that works. All right, y'all. We're gonna use the Saber once again. I should like to do this generally in the closed position, and maybe you'll be able to see. Maybe you'll be able to see this. Listen to that. I mean, it might perform its best on beard hair, to be like, listen to this sound. It's so nice. It's not leaving any hair. Once I make this pass with this bad boy, that's it. And that's it. I'll open it up a little bit. Just kind of go down and get rid of any of these little crazy ones, these little flyaway ones. But to be honest, most of my beard work, I like to do it with the clipper in the closed position. Oh, it's good. We're gonna fade this beard out a little bit too, towards the top. But I'm just kind of like looking at like the silhouettes and stuff. And this is kind of like using your liners. You know, it's the same thing. It's just I'm looking underneath, like, are any of these hairs standing out, or any of this like not looking good? You know, I gotta say this clipper, it's light, but it has some weight to it. Like you can kind of feel it sort of steadying you out. It's definitely light, but it's got a little bit of weight to it. I'll check out your comments in a second here, but I'm just gonna finish up the bottom of his neckline here. It looks like you've been down here doing some things, but it looks good. Get some practice in, Cav? Mm-hmm. That's a little rough. Kevin did a pretty good job underneath his neck, y'all. What do y'all think? I mean, I didn't do the underneath the neck part. He kind of did that, so I gotta say it's not bad. I've seen much worse. You know, another thing I've noticed is a lot of clients, a lot of clients have their own trimmers. A lot of them actually have some pretty nice trimmers. I'd be asking people all the time, what kind of trimmers you got at home? And they'll be like, oh, I got the Babeless ones. Because they don't, a lot of them don't know the Babeless. You got the Babeless?
Yeah.
You do? How did you know to get the Babeless?
I didn't.
So just a guess?
No, my friend gave it to me.
Oh, you got them for free, bro.
Yeah.
Throw them in the trash. I'll give you a pair of nice trimmers.
It's free.
No, I'm just playing. They got good trimmers. I'm just messing with you. They got good trimmers. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna throw no shade like that. Throw them in the trash. Get rid of them. Now listen to these. Whoo. Whoo. I just can't. I just can't do this. Listen to the difference. These clippers are quieter than those trimmers.
Oh, those are trimmers?
Those were trimmers. I just used it to cut a little gash into the area here so I could begin doing a little beard fade here. Yeah, I wanted to fade this down a little bit. Back here, I'm not really too concerned. I wanted to leave, the reason why I put that little V cut there was I wanted to leave like a little bit of hair to do my edge up into. And we will be adding some enhancements in here also. So I wanted to have something I can leave in the enhancements there. And just, you know, if you understand fading and blending and stuff, like doing this, it's kind of like doing all your steps in reverse. It's pretty easy. It takes a little practice, but you know, you can get it pretty easy if you know what you're doing. So right now, when I'm listening for, when I'm cutting, I'm listening for whether or not I'm making big, whether or not I'm making big adjustments. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not hearing a bunch of, I'm not trying to cut a whole bunch of hair in this particular step because, like, I'm pretty close to getting this dialed in the way I want. I want this to look faded so good that it's, like, enhanced, you know? And then I'm going to enhance it, and it's going to be even more enhanced. It's going to be like taking 9 Viagra when I'm done. Male enhancement. That's what they should call it. I thought you looked a little stiff, Kevin.
Please consult your physician.
I too used to struggle with confidence too. All right. Well, Kevin resumes his very erect posture. We're gonna put the finishing touches.
Give you a proper surface, my friend.
He says it's not that, it's not Cialis, it's Hims.
Why do you know all this stuff?
I know everyone. I got customers, they come in and they just volunteer this information.
Oh, that was a good one. That was quick.
It was quick. It comes with golfing though, you know, golfing is a lot of jokes like that are said on the golf course. He said, you took it too low. It's gonna be like taking 9 Viagra when I'm done. Your IQ is low. His beard is fine. So you took it too low.
Well, John would say otherwise.
Yep. Yeah. I love the way that looks, and I also love the way it comes back. Like when I do this to myself, like it gives me like a couple extra days with the shaving, you know, and it looks good for a little bit longer. That's why I really like fading that beard down a little bit lower for myself personally, and for Cav, he likes it too.
I also just shave it off today.
You was gonna shave it off today?
Nah, not that far.
Oh my goodness, you must have been getting hopped up. Maybe I wasn't lying about that.
I wanted the blood pressure to go up a little bit.
Yup. Blood pressure through the roof. We should see the video I made the other day about clients doing the no-show. What's the dumbest excuse you ever got for a client doing a no-show? And I just did like a little cameo where I was like, bro, I was on my way. I had plenty of time, but I hit a frog on the way to the shop. Now I got to wait for animal control. But I've had clients tell me some dumb stuff, bro. I'm like, I'd rather you just say, I'm not gonna make it, bro. Like I don't even need the excuse. Because booked in, they did this feature. My booking app is booked in, and by the way, they're running a special. If you guys want to check the link down below, you guys can actually see a link to a code to booked in for 50% off your next 3 months. But they actually just added the feature to block clients that are habitual offenders. So like if somebody's giving you, you know, let's say they've no-showed you a couple of times, you can actually block them now. They didn't have that feature before, so it's pretty cool that we got that now. But I don't know if you guys have ever had to like fire a client. It's really only happened to me like out of all the people, I remember it happening two times. All right, and one of the times, this guy like was constantly late. I mean, and I'm saying this probably happened more than 11 times. Andy was a neighbor, which I guess like maybe as a neighbor he thought that he could probably get away with this more with me. But like, I got to a point where I was really, you know, and that was if he showed up at all. Many of the times he didn't show up. And because he was a neighbor, I cut him a little more slack than the average person. But like, now he calls to book one day, and he don't show up for that one. I call him and I say, listen, man, I'm gonna just ask you to go ahead and not book me anymore. I don't want to cut your hair anymore. What do you mean, bro? Like, he actually got defensive. He tried to justify it, and I just said, listen, buddy, unfortunately, you've cost me more money than you've made me. So at this point, I've decided to end, I've decided to end the relationship. There's lots of good barbers out there. I'm sure you'll find one. See you later.
You sound like Usher, right?
Yeah. Let it burn. Yeah, there was that guy, and there was another guy that he would always fuck with me, man. Every single haircut. He wanted 2 haircuts, 3 haircuts. He felt like he wasn't getting his money's worth unless I cut his hair like 2 or 3 times. And it wasn't nothing you could do to please this guy. I mean, every single thing I did, he would always nitpick, and he would always he'd always make me do it different. He'd come in and be like, I want a mohawk fade. I do the mohawk fade and be like, you know what, dude? I'm sorry to do this to you, but I don't really want the mohawk fade. Can we just cut the back off? Okay. And it just got to a point where I had done his hair so many times for free that I just didn't want to do that anymore. And I just said, hey, look, I don't know what it is with me or whatever. Maybe I'm just being dumb, but I just can't get your haircut right. I feel like I just can't satisfy you, and I can't keep cutting your hair multiple times every time you come here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask that maybe you go with somebody else. And he did. He was cool. It's I liked him as a person, but like just some clients, business-wise, dude, I lost a lot of money while I was cutting his hair. Some clients, business-wise, don't make sense to have. Now, if you got somebody who's always nitpicking everything you do, making you double work yourself 2 or 3 times, it really isn't worth the trouble. You're better off just saying, I set you free into the ether. I set you free. All right, we're gonna line them up. Always like to throw a little bit of shaving cream on here, somehow or another. The one I'm using right now is the Johnny B. It's not even super expensive. This stuff's pretty good. The only thing is it's not clear at first, but that's okay. Cause after I use after I wipe it off, I can see right through it, no problem. So whenever I'm using the razor, always grab this. He said, I want to try the Cyborg trimmers. The Cyborg trimmers are super, super smooth. Really a great trimmer. Probably like one of the smoothest trimmers you'll ever find. So all right, we'll start right here. We'll work our way out to the corners. Then I'm gonna mix up my enhancement. We will put this on. I'm actually gonna use a brush to apply some of the enhancement, and then across the top of the forehead there, I'll use the spray. I'll use a little bit of both. The one that I'm gonna use comes from Jesse Elite for the spray. And the gun, I'm gonna have to blow out your cheeks. Blow them cheeks out, son. How you keeping it together? I just watched a prison movie the other day, Kev. I knew I'd get you. You was trying to keep it together. I said, how you keeping it together? All right, bro. Blow them cheeks. Go the other side. Oh, that's funny. He said he's going to have random errands to run to Target. You know why he goes to Target? Because there's nothing but a bunch of women looking for shit they don't need there. And Kevin's kind of hoping maybe he could be one of them.
I'm literally about to go to Target right now.
You're not really going to Target.
I got some shit to need to return.
Bro.
I need to get some batteries. Yeah, I'm going right to Target.
Damn, son. You going solo, or you got a date for this thing?
Solo. See, they got a new Ulta section in there.
Ulta?
Yeah, Ulta's in Target now.
How do you know about Ulta?
It's in Target.
Bro, what are you, a beta male?
It's right in the front. This is big.
Must be a beta male.
It's a big bright orange section. Like a full bright orange section. Like right by the registers. It's roped off and everything. It's weird.
Alright, one more time. Blow out them cheeks.
See, I'm used to that.
So it's good to have the clients blow out the cheeks. Yo, chill. Trying to cut you with a razor. Bro, I had just keep it together, bro. He's trying so hard. Oh, God, what was the name of that movie, bro? It was good, too, man. It was like the prison gangs in California and the...
How they doing
He said, come on, man. Pause with that.
That's the worst I've ever been in this fight.
Yeah, usually you just chill. You see, I was letting Kev just chill, and then you guys had to say, man, he's a paid actor. Guess he's not. If I cut him, it's his fault. Got such a thick beard, though. It almost looks like I already put enhancements in it sometimes. All right, we got him there. And yeah, check out Elite. He's good, man. He's good. He's a good dude too. Like if you ever met Jesse, you'd like Jesse. I was asking Jesse when we were in Dallas together. He was like, bro, I cut a lot of hair. And I was like, you still be cutting a lot of hair like that? He said, yeah, dude. He goes, I'm charging like $150 a head, and they still coming. He goes, I thought that would slow things. I think that would slow things down. But he's in Chicago, so he's getting that money. So he's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't not do it. And I was like, I get it, bro. I get it. I don't charge $100 a haircut, so I don't think I'll ever be cutting hair full time anymore. I got to make videos for you guys. So like the money that I make while cutting hair, it's kind of like I'm just I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and then because I enjoy teaching you guys and helping you guys. But I got to make those videos, man. What video y'all want to see next? Y'all want to see some Andis Masters Black Label videos with this clipper? I'll tell you right now, I'm a little disappointed. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a good clipper. This is a good cutting clipper. But you see that tab right there? I really thought they would remove this so that we could zero gap, because right now I got this able to zero gap. But like if you still had this tab here, you'd still have to take it off, and you'd have to. My razors are from Ghost. They're Ghost razors. They're from Fort Worth Barber Supply. But yeah, that tab right there prevents you from being able to zero gap it well. And it just, all they had to do was make the blade, slot the blade, and then you could zero gap it without an issue like everybody else does. Or there's a lot of ways that they could have approached that, but for whatever reason they decided to basically take the exact same clipper they had, put a decent fade blade on it, and paint it black. That's about what you're gonna get. And being that you guys are here live, I figured I'd just tell you guys just a little bit of like where my mind's at from working with that for a little bit. So now we'll go ahead and we'll use a little bit of texturizing shears or a shear over comb or whatever you want to do here. There are times you can literally just set this right onto the curl, break that up a little bit. I actually really like to, a lot of times I really like to do this with shear over comb before I pick these up. Sometimes I feel like this can run me into issues at times. No, they don't zero gap, bro. Like, unfortunately, you still have to break them to zero gap them, which is, like, to me, it's pretty annoying. Obviously, I know how to do it, but I also know that a lot of students are not going to know how to do it. I know a lot of people that pick them up are probably not going to know that right off the rip. They would probably think, and why wouldn't they think this? They would probably think that this company would just release something that was easy to work with, but they'd be wrong. Okay, so he asked for a wall vapor video. I've done like 2 or 3 wall vapor videos. You guys can check them out. Pretty good clipper, all in all. Not maybe not like the flagship we were kind of hoping for from Wall, but I also have a feeling that Wall is probably going to start to step up their game a little bit. I got a feeling they're going to start kind of releasing more products. I'd like to see them release an original product. Like something that is just brand new for them. I'd like to see that. I think that'd be really cool. But all they've really done so far is release clippers that were previously corded and made them cordless. And then, you know, the only other thing they did, like the wall vapor was actually one of their like over-the-counter molds. And they updated it inside, which is cool. But I'd like to see them just come up with something new and just completely different. Like blow our minds. Blow them cheeks. Oh man, I'm having fun with this one. All right, you guys, let's do some enhancements. We got, first to start this out with, I got the Jesse Elite here. I'm trying to find something to like put it in so I can show you guys. I used the little lid to my, all right, here we go. We're just gonna use just a little bit. This is K98 black. Putting it literally in my Instinct lid here. A lot of times I do this and then I'll put it afterwards. So I like this brush the most to do this with. And I don't want to have too much on the brush. So once I got that good, I also want to make sure I got this one handy, you know, right away. So we'll start by just tap, tap, comb. I don't really like to leave it on there too long before I comb. This stuff, man, it can really stain pretty quick. And I want to make sure that, like, I'm on top of it. Go over here, do a little bit right on this corner. And towards the middle, I'll kind of leave it alone. I mean, I did that all with like one dip. And I'll keep my razor handy. And I'll go back and I'll do it one more time. I don't even go there. I remember getting the giggles the one time when that's good. I got the giggles one time when I asked this client, he had a unibrow, like a really, really bad unibrow. So I say to him, I'm like, do you want me to cut the eyebrow? And I said the eyebrow, as in singular, as in he only had one, not plural, not double. And I just got the giggles real bad, you know? I'm laughing and he's like, what you laughing at? Now he's looking at me with this unicycle ass looking eyebrow and it's making it so much worse. I had tears in my eyes like, and I'm laughing at him, I'm not laughing with him. Normally I don't do that, that's not in my nature. I don't usually do that. But that shit was so funny. All right, what y'all think about the enhancement on the beard? I'm gonna get you guys a little bit closer. I realize you're like a little far away from him, but I mean, check that out, y'all. What you think? Hello from Germany, nice work. Thank you, man, appreciate it. He said he's purposely gonna be in the makeup aisle in Target. He knew what your game is, bro. That's why you said Ulta. That's why you going to Ulta. You still?
It's new. It's in there. It's bright orange.
Kevin, you're not
It's
single.
like a
You're not
whole
even
wall.
single, are you, Kevin?
No. Oh God. But it's a whole wall.
This is so much temptation. She's gonna just let you go into Target
It's
by
like
yourself.
Right when you walk in, it's just all bright orange. What the hell is this?
We put the men's like boxers right next to us. Drawing them in right here.
It's behind it actually.
Oh my God, right?
And
Look,
it's
bro,
closed
this is
behind
just like how they arrange gym equipment. They have that like leg spreader machine right next to the bench press. They know what they're doing, bro. They're like, we know what we're doing. You know the leg spreader thing? Like, oh, you got to work on your abductors and adductors right while somebody else is doing the bench press right underneath you. Like, come on, man. Like, whoever designs gyms, they know what they're doing, bro. That looks pretty good, y'all. I like to put like a little bit right there on the top. He goes, have you been here for the last 2 hours being tortured? It's only 59 minutes, bro. It's only 59 minutes. I know it felt like 2 hours to some of you guys that have slow brains and take a long time to comprehend what's going on. I mean, life just must go on for eons for you. All right, here we go. Same thing. Getting a little bit more on the brush. I don't know why, but I just decided that I kind of want to do this area right here first. Just get a little bit on that brush. Spread that thing. I like that, man. That looks, to me, that looks really good when you enhance this part right here. As you guys can see, I didn't like push them back or nothing. I mean, I just want this area to stand out a little bit more darker. And what's cool about this is this actually lasts like 3 days. You know, if you don't scrub too much at it, you actually get a little bit out of this, which is pretty cool. And I am going to use the Jesse Elite spray here in a second to do the very front of his lineup. But like for the beard and for the rest of it, I just like me personally, this is me personally using this. You know, he said an hour for a cut is crazy. Kevin must be crazy, bro. You come in here and spend an hour with me once every 2 weeks.
Like 45 minutes.
Sometimes. When we get to yapping, we get talking country and shit, I mean. Kevin's a boudoir photographer. That's what he does for a living. Would you trade for that job instead? Your job? If it paid the same?
No.
You wouldn't trade?
No.
I thought you'd say yeah.
Oh, man.
You don't want to do boudoir? It'd be a little weird to hand out a card.
Too
Like,
many people.
here's what I do.
Too much direction.
I do weird things. Here's my card if you need anything weird done. He said the chat's going back and forth with disrespect towards each other. Yeah, well, that's good. Better you than me. I don't care. But, all right, now for the front of the hairline, it's really hard to do it with a brush. So I don't. So I will get the, give me 1 second. I'm getting, keep them busy, Kev. What? All right, guys, I got it. Did you keep them busy? Did you keep them entertained? No. You didn't look at them, did you?
No, didn't even look at me.
Did they even look at you? How many people did we lose? We lost 14 people, Kev. What the fuck, dude? I got bills to pay.
That's a nice round number. Nice round number.
And we just got demonetized because I swore. Why'd you encourage me? All right, we got to find us a little color card here. We got what we need. And boom. I don't know if this is clogged or not. It's not clogged. So, here we go, y'all. We're going to clean. I'll show you guys a cool little trick. If some of you guys haven't seen this before, you might like it. So, like right now, I am using a card, right? A little bit. But it's really just a preliminary thing. I'm going to show you what I like to do here. Because it seems like even using the card or really anything, I still wind up getting this in places I don't want it. So, I actually like to take a little Q-tip afterwards and I just go through, clean it up a tiny bit. And we're like good money. Oh, and for those of you guys who are actually subscribers, I've been filming this whole time on my other camera. So we'll make a full video out of this as well, with a little better quality than what you get on the live. He said, nice beard. Oh my God, we got a compliment, Kev. That's so cool. Thank you, man. I do appreciate that. You know, sometimes it feels like the internet only throws shade. This has been a good room, though. This has been a really good room. None of you guys have talked any shit. I was ready for it, but I guess I'll keep it put away for a later client. NFL season's about to start. You know, we got a lot of shit to talk. Starting Thursday. I think the Ravens are probably going to win. What y'all think? Think the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs? They got Derrick Henry. And they got Lamar. I don't think the Bills have any chance of beating that team. I mean, if they put those two in certain run packages and schemes, I mean, that's going to be a really I don't want to get hit by Derrick Henry. I'm thinking everybody else in the NFL feeling the same way. Like, nah, I don't really want to do that. All right, let's see how straight did I get it. Pretty damn straight. Got a little bit here. Got a little bit here. I had to use the mirror. Sorry. I'd like to turn them towards you and show you this, but I just had a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Once I get this correct, that's when I come back in with the so now you guys can sort of see his line up. It's looking pretty good now. I use the scissors to kind of square off the corners. A lot of people forget they got scissors. These are good for a lot of things. It's not just when you got long hair. You know, you can do this with short hair. You know, any overhang hair. You can do it with the beard. You know, if you wanted to, you know, do the whole beard up and you had like loose ones. There's a lot of ways you can use your shears. It really will help you. And I use scissors all the time for stuff like this. So, last thing I want to do here, I'm going to go through, make sure that I didn't leave any hairs, make sure that I got all of them, and then I'm going to reapply a little bit of mousse, and we're done. I did not use fibers. Fibers are cool too. I think you get a really cool look with fibers, but fibers are not really as useful to me. Like if I put a bunch of fibers in my beard, and then like, you know, I touch my face, it winds up like just disappearing right away. So like, I totally get why some people don't like enhancements. Like, and I think a lot of people don't think about like, oh, okay, when they think of enhancements, they probably don't think about fibers, or they probably do think about fibers. They don't think about like actually using, you know, some enhancements like this that'll have them just getting all the women in Target talking to them. I was gonna say a lot worse than that, but we'll leave it at that. So, all right, you guys. What do you guys think about the haircut? Let me get you closer. Let me use the right angles. The bro is cutting air. Yeah, right. Cut your mama's hair. All right, here we go. What y'all think? I mean, that's straight, right? That's straight. What you think? Walk you through all the steps. All right, that's the good side. That's the side I'll be taking the photos from. And there's a good side. It's good. It really is. It really is pretty good. To be honest, it's better than it comes out sometimes. But the beard, we get a close up on that beard. You know, it's enhanced, right? But you know, when he's back here, where the ladies are gonna be chatting, you know, at Walmart. You're not going to Walmart. Why they look like that at Walmart, Kev? Why you talking bad about those people? He said, tell Kev he looked like the Target runs. You know what, dude? You know what you don't do in Target? Oh, I shut off the mic. You know what you don't do in Target? You don't wear red. I went in there with a red golf shirt one time. Yo, and I know this Target because I used to work near it. So I made the mistake of actually answering a couple questions, and that brought more attention. And the next thing you know, dude, I had to tell like 3-4 people kept asking. I'm like, I don't work here. They're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, you know what, bro? It's not even your fault. This is my fault. I should have never come here wearing red. Think I'm playing? Wear some khakis and wear some red clothes in Target. Their dress code isn't super specific. You know, in Walmart, they got the vest. You can see a Walmart guy. You know they work there. It's no question. You know, you don't just go up to somebody who's randomly dressed in blue in Walmart and be like, hey, man, you know where the Wonder Bread's at? All right, y'all. This is a wrap. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys all for hanging out as long as we did. We got a lot of good comments out of you guys. Really do appreciate you guys all. Don't wear red in Target. We learned a lot today, didn't we, Kev? We learned a lot today. But we will catch you guys in another live soon. We have over 900 videos to help you learn. If you guys want to be subscribed, we'd be really appreciative of that. Smash the like on your way out the house. And if you guys want to see the full video on the Saber, you guys can check that out. I released it yesterday, the Vapor, and then we got some stuff coming on the Masters. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. He sat for an hour. We gave him